Welcome everyone to The Hot Slice, a podcast by Pizza Today. I am creative director Josh Keown. Along with me, executive editor of Pizza Today, Denise Greer. Hello, Denise.
Hello, Josh. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Awesome.
We
So
are
much
getting
going on.
so much going on. We are getting prepped and ready for Pizza and Pasta Northeast, which is coming up
Yes.
at the very 1st of October,
Yeah.
October 1 through 3. So registration is open. I'm starting to design the brochures and the show guides, so I know it's getting
Absolutely.
close.
Yeah, exactly. You know it's getting close when you start designing everything.
Yeah.
And I think our September issue is going to be a pre-Pizza and Pasta Northeast issue, and then we will have the regular Pizza and Pasta Northeast issue. And then a couple things. We have the industry-wide survey coming up in August. So make sure y'all look out for that survey email. You're going to get it. And I want you to fill it out because we really want to make sure you are counted and that you can be able to be present in what's happening in our industry. So that's something to look forward to. Another thing from Pizza Today. Two things from pizzatoday.com. So we'll be launching our Pizza Month marketing effort so that you'll be able to start preparing for National Pizza Month because National Pizza Month is, of course, in October, and we want you to be able to get your marketing going long before that. It's actually already up, but we're doing some updating to it. So that'll probably go live here in a little while. Another thing is, so Josh, we are now on Threads.
We are
on Threads.
We jumped on that pretty. We're not on TikTok, but we are on Threads. So give us.
TikTok's kind of a harder one for us because it requires a lot more content, like image and video content, whereas Threads is a little more word and conversational. So it's a little easier for us to hop on that. So we are now on Threads. And if you don't know what Threads is, that's okay, because I did a whole article on what it is and what it means to you and kind of its features and why we went ahead and became early adopters of it. So I'll put that in the description too.
My favorite thing about it is, you get to carry over a whole lot of followers from your Instagram, like within 2 days. Doing nothing, I already had like 200 followers, and I was like, it's just because it's the same as your Instagram, and it kind of it
looks like it kind of has that same feel,
right? And so if you already have a good following on Instagram, your pizzeria, and you get on Threads, a lot of those followers are going to come over to see you on Threads, so it's very beneficial in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're on Threads at Pizza Today, we're there. All right. Another big thing is
just another thing for Denise to do.
Another thing is we just need more things to do. Another thing
more
is
platforms, please.
Our rising stars of the pizzeria industry came out in July. So we are starting to talk to these operators because we want to get them on the podcast so that you can see why we've selected them. So to give you kind of a little breakdown, we reached out to a lot of some of the leading pizzeria people out there and asked them who they saw as people that are coming up in the industry, and then we took a look around. So that's how we came up with our list that we're going off of today with rising stars. So we've got the cover person right here, Neel Vaidya, and his wife Palak. They came on the show. And oh my goodness, I love talking to them. They're just doing some really neat things at their restaurant, Troy's Italian Kitchen.
Their enthusiasm is really infectious. Like their enthusiasm for the business. Neel talks about going to the expo 2 days early to start talking to vendors. So
passion.
Their passion is for the business is top notch, and you can definitely see it through this podcast.
Yeah, and being in Arlington, Virginia, they're kind of right there in the DC market. They're doing some unique things that aren't really there in their market. Like if you're interested in trying to add vegan pizzas, they're doing it really neat with some infusion, with Mexican, Indian, a lot of other international cuisine. So they've got a really neat concept going, and they've definitely hit their mark with catering too. So I think let's just jump in, and you're going to like this podcast.
Looking to grow your pizzeria or restaurant? Then you'll want to try the power of a cloud-based POS system. With Hunger Rush, you'll get everything you need. This fully integrated restaurant management system allows you to easily streamline operations, accelerate the delivery process, and grow your business through Hunger Rush 360 marketing. And it's so easy to use. Want AI-powered text ordering? It's built in. Need to track orders? No problem. Schedule a personalized demo at hungerrush.com today. Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide. With extraordinary pizza cheese comes extraordinary rewards. Only Baccio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese offers the Gold Club Rewards program with monthly cash back on every cheese purchase. Members also receive funds twice a year to use in their exclusive marketing store. It's their way of saying grazie to customers. Schedule a demonstration at bacciocheese.com/hotslice and discover how rewarding Baccio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese can be. Pizza is your legacy. Build it with Baccio.
All right, welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
So first of all, Neel, I think we gotta say a big congrats for this
thank you.
Beautiful. If you haven't seen this cover of Pizza Today, y'all,
trust me, I have seen it.
Yes, I love it.
Is it in a frame yet?
No, we are buying a frame. We are going to be putting it up. I want to say thank you so much to you guys first.
Yeah.
On, putting us on the front cover. I know there's a lot of people that have been,
in the industry longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, all of a sudden we got the front page, which is a huge honor.
Well, that's what Rising Stars is about. It's about us identifying people that are up and comers in the industry, that we want to keep tabs on to see where they go and how their trajectory rises. And we reach out to a lot of people in the industry and get suggestions from them. So your name actually came up on a couple of different folks' lists that they were like, "Hey, you need to check him out and see what he's doing over there."
Wow.
So that's the great testament to you, is you're doing things that other people in the industry are noticing.
And then we check it out and verify it, and we love what you guys are doing. So it was a home run for sure.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your concept first, because you guys have I love what you have going on. So let's first give people kind of the lowdown on what you have going.
All right, so let me start off with in 2019. Actually, before 2019, we were in 2011. I actually moved to Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
And being typical Indian, we ended up buying gas stations out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got married. And then my wife moved out there. And then we were out there for about, until 4 years we were out there. And we've always had a passion of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We could eat pizza every day.
Yeah, literally every day.
Easy.
Same.
And so we came back in 2017. We came back, and one day I told my wife, I said, "What if we just bought a pizza shop?" And she's like, "All right, that's a really great idea. Let's do it." So we were looking, we were looking and looking and looking, and then finally, I got a hint that Amazon's headquarters is coming in Crystal City, Virginia.
Ooh.
So we started looking in that area, and then we found Troy's Italian Kitchen for sale. So we jumped on it, we bought it, and we had a vision that we wanted to do a unique kind of pizza, like
fusion pizza.
Yeah,
is what we were thinking we wanted to do. Just something cool, something hip.
And then all of a sudden, someone introduced us to vegan options, and I was like, no, we're not doing it. Like, it's
You're like, no.
No, it's not. Like, we're not going to do it, And then we started looking and looking, and we had one pizza on there. The previous owner, he had a vegan pizza on there.
Yeah.
And maybe we would sell about
2 a week.
2 a week or so.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was the most disgusting pizza that we were selling.
We weren't fans of the cheese, but we didn't know enough about vegan cheese options to actually know where to even start looking for another brand.
Yeah, it's a taste thing. You just gotta keep tasting.
We're vegetarians, but we've never really explored vegan cheese like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So then, like, people were telling us, we're like, look into it. So we were like, all right, let's look into it. So we found a supplier and everything. We found good cheese. We used Follow Your Heart cheese. And 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, our shipment came in.
Oh, wow.
And we were sitting on, I want to say, what, $2,000 worth of
vegan meats.
Yeah, vegan meats.
Oh, no.
And I was telling my wife, I was like, Palak, we have to figure out a way to do this.
And I'm just panicking because now they're saying we're shutting down for 2 weeks, which we weren't affected by that, luckily, yet, because we're mostly a takeout place. But, you never knew where that was going to go. You didn't know if the next thing they were going to say is everything was going to shut
Everything
down.
was because it's, they were afraid that it was going to be transmitted by food.
It was so new. Nobody knew where it was going to go.
And so one day, I think it was like in the afternoon or something, a customer of ours came in or called and said, hey, do you have vegan options there? I was like, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And so the gentleman came in and I was telling him all about it. And he was like, look, there is no good vegan pizzas around here.
Yeah.
And then I was like, look, why don't we do this? I'm going to make you a couple different pies. I want you to taste it out because we really haven't pushed it at all.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, that's fine because he's down to get free food,
Yeah.
Right.
So he had, I think it was like the buffalo chicken, the barbecue chicken,
Yum.
a Hawaiian, and then the tikka masala. And he had it and he was like, I'm telling you right now, you guys have to continue to do this because this is the best vegan options I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
And honestly, after that, it blew up on Facebook.
Gotta love social media for that.
Yeah. Social media is just crazy. But literally, I still remember that I think it was the second week of after the pandemic hit. Because obviously everyone was so in their house and parents were going crazy with their kids. So we were like, why don't we do a deal? Let's promote our vegan pizzas. And literally, I still remember it was me, my wife, and one other employee. And she was on the phone. I was making pizza I was on the oven and our employee was making the pizzas. And my employee comes to me and says, listen, Neel, we're behind. You need to start telling customers it's going to be an hour to a 2-hour wait.
Wow.
And I kid you not, we normally close at 9:00. We didn't shut down until about 10:30 that day.
Jeez.
Wow. And
people were like, we were literally telling people it's going to be about an hour to an hour and a half wait. And everyone was okay with it. They were just like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It was
just around that time, everyone was kind of expecting waits like that.
Yes.
And you wasn't doing anything else but sitting at home. So
that and vegan options, they're not used to them. Like I know a place where they do pop-ups at little bars and they're like vegan, like it's like vegan junk food. Like it's great.
Right.
But they'll have people down the block waiting for 2 hours to get served because it's something they don't get a lot.
And even being in like a big city like DC, there are vegan options. There's just not as many as you would find in maybe like New York or LA. When you get to like those huge cities, DC just doesn't have a lot to offer as far as that goes. And especially not as far as pizza and Italian food is concerned.
Right.
And I bet, you know, because I know here, like, because I'm on a bunch of the vegan threads or vegan groups and things, and you know, once they fire off, hey, this is amazing, let's go, like, you'll see the likes and comments, and it's just, and so it just floods in a lot more guests for you. So the niche is primed.
And you know, so after that first week, we were like, all right, we need to restructure everything. Like, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
So we were like, all right, let's bring in more employees. I think during the pandemic, so our shop is only 1,000 square foot. We literally, at one point, we had 9 employees working.
Wow.
And it was, and a lot of my, like, one of my main employees, he kept telling me, he was like, Neel, why don't we switch this to 100% vegan? Because literally every single order that's coming in is vegan.
Yeah.
And you know, then me and my wife, we came back to the table and we talked about it, and we were like, you know, we want to give the choice of, we typically have, like, let's say a family of 4, maybe one person's vegan. Now, if we go to 100% vegan, then those other 3 people in the family would have to go to a different pizza shop.
Yeah.
So then we were like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do both. And we now have a rule that if we cannot do it vegan, we don't bring in the pizza or pasta or anything.
Yeah.
So this way, everyone can enjoy a buffalo chicken pizza, a barbecue chicken, a elote pizza, a pickle pizza. They can both enjoy it vegan or non-vegan.
Oh, so every menu item you have a matching vegan option for.
We've tried to make a matching vegan item for almost everything on our menu.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Now, what sells more? So your vegan sells more than the other non-vegan items?
Absolutely.
So about what,
60% of our business is vegan.
Wow, that's amazing, because you know, it's usually the opposite. You know, pizza seems to be so meat heavy in the United States, as far as, you know,
or it's like Neel
what's
said,
popular.
Yeah, or it's like Neel said, it's like a blended family, right? And they like coming to us because everyone is happy. Everyone can have what they want. You know, the dad can have his pepperoni and sausage. That's perfectly fine. And the kids can have their vegan buffalo chicken or whatever it is they want. And they're happy too.
Yeah, we call that the veto. There's always that veto vote, where if, you know, you could have a party of 6, but if one person can't eat on your menu, you've just lost that party of 6.
Exactly.
And so you've kind of solved that issue. I'm very curious about how you did not come from a background in pizza, like how you came up with like dynamite pizza, especially making it vegan. you know?
See, I think the biggest thing is that Pizza Expo, all the training and stuff, you know, like, so when I went in 2019, I actually came 2 days earlier, not knowing anything. And I literally snuck into the floor, and I started asking brokers that, hey, do you need help setting up? Do you need help setting up your equipment?
We didn't hear that.
Like,
that's cool.
You know, and it's just, you know, connecting with other pizza owners, like the pizza coach out of Chicago. He is one of my best friends. Like, anytime I call him, he's definitely gonna pick up. You know, anytime, like, I always have a go-to. Now the crazy thing is that he comes to me to ask me questions that, like, if I already, you know, if I'm already doing it, he'll ask me questions and stuff. So
you flip the script.
And I think the main thing has also just been like keeping an open mind and being open to like suggestions and opinions from anybody else in this industry, right? If someone's giving us advice, we're never ones to turn it away. We're never ones to say, you know, we know what we're doing, because you never know when someone has a better idea than you or is giving you something that's going to be constructive for something in the future. It may not apply right now, but it may help us later on, for all we know.
to keep evolving is so important for your creativity, to avoid burnout, all that stuff.
For sure.
And I think the thing is, like, when we come up with our creative pizzas, we get a lot of pushback, especially from, like, you know, loyalists on traditional pizzas.
Yeah.
And which is fine. I get it. Like, people like what they like. But
yeah,
I think the other thing is you also have to keep an open mind on what works. Like, if the flavor profiles work, they work. And there are people out there that want exciting things, like different options on pizzas.
Yeah, I think your tiki masala, it sounds amazing, because tiki masala is one of my favorite things. So I'm so, like, if I get over the DC area, I'm coming over and trying that pizza.
Come on over.
Come on over.
You know, the one thing I think about is when you're doing these fusion things, you know, because, you know, people always say that a pizza can be a canvas for, you know, all of this lovely culinary art. When you're coming up with these different creations, you know, what are some of the keys to finding the right balance that works for pizza?
One, I think you don't want it to be too topping heavy, because when it is, it takes away from just like a pizza profile, right? If it's got too much on it, your mouth isn't going to know what it's enjoying first, I think.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, we try to stay as authentic to the traditional flavor as possible, right? So, like, when we came up with our elote pizza, I wanted to make sure it tasted like Mexican street corn. You know, if I couldn't get that right, I wasn't going to put it on the menu, because we feel like it feels disrespectful to their culture. If I can't make your flavor work right, I'm not going to do it. And so, like, tikka masala comes to us naturally. It's just, I mean, that's the flavor profiles we're used to.
Yeah.
So I know how to make that work. But really, it's just, I don't know. I think it's just really playing, like, we play around in our home kitchen a lot with flavors to see what works before we take it to a larger scale at the shop.
Actually, I have a side question. You bought Troy's in 2018, am I correct? 2019. Okay. Was there any thought of renaming the business or
that's
rebranding?
what I was curious about.
So we were actually thinking about doing that, but the reason why we kept it was this lady kept calling when the first week that we bought the store. She kept calling and saying, "Can I talk to Troy?" And I kept telling her that Troy is no longer here.
Yeah.
And she kept calling and kept calling. So then one day I actually told her, I said, "Yes, he is in. How can I help you?"
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you ever just like,
you assumed a new identity? Nice.
Yes. And literally it was, I can't remember how big of a catering order it was, but she was like, you know, "I really want your pizza and stuff." And I said, "All right, that's not a problem. We can do it." And so from then on, we just kept the name. And also a lot of people knew, like, it was a established yeah, it was an established name in the community. Like, everyone knew that, oh, where's Troy's?
Okay.
Actually, just yesterday I had a customer who was going to one of the shops next door, and he just told the driver, he was like, "Yeah, I want to go to Troy's." And the driver knew exactly where it was.
Yeah.
So it's well established in our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, you don't have to put dollars into reestablishing a new brand and getting your name out there.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to start from scratch.
Yeah.
The one thing I was curious about is what retained from the Troy's? Like, what did you bring into your restaurant, and what kind of did you say, nope, we're not gonna bring that over?
So I think 90% of everything we gutted, and then we just brought, because
we kept the names of the pizzas the same as what the previous owner had.
Yeah.
But everything else is
like the ingredients, the dough. Like we started making fresh.
We make our own dough.
Yeah, we make our own dough. We make we don't dilute our sauce with water.
Oh wow.
You know, like you know, I'm not. Yeah, like.
Was there any, like, you say you kept the names of the pizzas? What, whatever, say pizza A, someone gets it every week, and do they notice a big change in the difference, or were they like, oh, this is much better now, or
I
like
think
that?
in the beginning people noticed, but all the feedback we got was positive. Everybody was just like, oh, we can tell it's like the same, but not the same. Like the sauce tastes different, your dough tastes different, Luckily the previous owner was already using grande, which is what we continue to use. But the sauce and the dough was different, and everybody noticed. But I think all the feedback we got was positive on it.
As long as you were upgrading, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
exactly. And even like the meats, we started talking to our vendors and saying, look, we want like better quality pepperoni, we want better quality sausage. Yeah, it's going to cost a little more, but if you're giving something good, I feel like people are willing to pay the price for it.
For sure.
I feel that way too. As you said, you changed about 90%. So how many people did you retain, do you think? Like, how many of their customer base? And did you have that data where you kind of knew who was coming back?
Yeah, 60%, I think.
Oh, wow. That's great. Yeah. And did you convert anybody to going to an all vegan pizza options from the meat option?
So I do have one customer in mind. It's funny because there's a Mexican restaurant right next door to us, and he would always go there. And one day they closed early, and so he was like, you know what, I'm gonna come try you guys. So he liked our pizza. And then randomly one day I was sampling out vegan pizzas, and he had one. So now every now and then he'll just get a vegan pizza. And then I started telling him to come to our events, like when we do vegan festivals. Yeah. And he actually showed up there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he was like, you know what? I want to try this. I really want to try it. And now he'll get a mixture of both every week. Like he'll get vegan wings and a regular pizza or something like that, or a vegan dessert or something like that. So we do have a bit of customers that do like to explore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I wouldn't say we've like converted anybody 100%, but we definitely have people who like they'll be like, oh, you can just put the vegan chicken on there, that's fine. Or can I actually have the vegan wings instead of the regular wings? Yeah. Because they're okay with it and they like the flavors. And a lot of our customers will tell you, like, if you eat our vegan wings, if it wasn't for the fact that there's no bone and it's got a bamboo stick in the middle, you wouldn't know the difference.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. I think there's a lot of misnomers about like I'm an omnivore, but I just love good food, regardless if it's vegan. Like the other day I had it was a mushroom. It was the lion's, I forget what the mushroom was called, but I mean, it looked like a braised pork, and it had the texture of a braised pork, but it was mushroom and it was amazing. But I think that people just love good food, and
absolutely.
I think that sometimes people are thrown by the words vegan,
exactly,
versus hey, just have this elotes pizza, it's amazing,
exactly. And you'll never know.
yeah, I agree. All right, so I'm curious, what are you thinking about moving forward with your business? What's on your mind right now?
Oh, that sounds like this is just other expressions. They've been discussing this recently.
So we are continuing to work on our one store. There might, in the pipeline, there might be another store coming. But we're just not too sure yet. Because also whenever you expand, our biggest thing is that we want to make sure that our product is perfect at both places. So that's something that we started talking about, but who knows when that's going to happen,
Yeah.
It's a big leap. I mean, going from 1 to 2 is the biggest leap. So yeah, it's good that you're taking your time.
Absolutely.
And you're making everything dialed in before you do, because
and I think the other thing that like we we really like that we're becoming a place where, like we said, you know, a group of people can go eat and everybody can kind of have whatever fits their dietary restrictions.
Yeah.
So another thing we have been looking at is expanding like our gluten-free section.
Yes.
You know, we've got pasta on there, we've got pizza, but we'd like to be able to offer more options on the gluten-free scale too. Just again, so if you have a group of people, you're going to have someone who's gluten-free, you're going to have someone who's vegan, and you have someone who can eat anything and everything.
I'm part of that family. I'm part of that family. My wife has celiac disease, so you know it's really important that they have a decent gluten-free option before we go anywhere.
Exactly. And part of it is also just making it, like you said, we want it to be safe as well, right? Like, we work with so much flour. So how do we make it so that someone that does have celiacs can eat at our place and not have a reaction to all the flour that's present? So just putting measures in place like that, you know,
well, I guess
things like that too. So
to answer, who asked the question about what's the next leap?
I did.
Okay.
Denise did.
So I guess the next leap that we did already do was private caterings.
Okay, nice.
You know, we launched our catering last year. Ryan from Sanctuary Pizza talked to me at the Pizza Expo and was like, Neel, just shut up and buy the uni and do it.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're up to 3 unis. We do, you know, we have a trailer and everything. That's actually getting really, really, really busy now. So it's, you know, we're just trying ways to expand Troy's without getting another location, you know, and it's working.
What's your focus with your catering? Are you doing more like weddings, special events? Or are you doing more corporate? Like, what is your focus?
We do it all.
You do it all. I like
we
that.
do it all. And also another thing that we do pizza and we do pasta.
We do live pasta.
Yes, we started doing live pasta events so that people can get both, you know?
Yeah.
So we have we've done a few corporate events, but mostly it's been private, like weddings, birthday parties, anniversaries, things like that. Block parties, things like that. And people love it. People like to see their food being made, and it's entertainment.
So
you have a staff dedicated to just the private events catering?
Yes. So right now we have 3 people dedicated to it. Me and then 2 others. And then like right now we only have how many employees? 7?
Yeah.
7 employees. Wow. So if we have a catering, then we just pull those 2 and everyone else works at the store.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it works out.
Do you formulate your dough any different for those caterings? I mean, going from a deck oven to an uni, is it a big difference for you?
Our dough is the same. We just make the ounces a little smaller because they can be stretched thinner. So we just the sizing of the ball is different.
Yeah, you don't do anything special with the yeast.
Yeah, we just adjust like the ratio of sauce that we put on it so that it's easier to cook in the uni.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was going to ask something about catering and it just popped right out of my head. When you do the private catering, are you doing like, you know, total large orders or individual orders coming through with those?
We set it up buffet style. So we send out a Google form to the client. They fill it out they get to pick 3 to 4 pizzas that they would like for us to serve at their event. And so what we'll do is we'll only make those 3 to 4 pizzas that they have picked, and we'll constantly rotate them. So when we notice, let's say someone got a pepperoni pizza, for example, when we notice it's down to 3 to 4 slices, we'll start replenishing it. We'll make we've already got another one cooking, and it's out before the other one is done. But we just set it up buffet style. And then for the pasta, they get to pick 2 sauces they would like, 2 proteins and 4 veggies. So we set it up like a pasta bar. Their guests come up to the bar and say, hey, can I have marinara with meatballs and spinach, mushrooms, and onions? And then we just cook it up right there for them and serve it to them on their plate.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so good.
So it's kind of like a create your own pasta bar, but it's served warm to each of their guests.
Yeah, it seems fresh for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's been setting up there for 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think as many operators know how hot catering is with private events. Like,
it's the worst.
Like, it is such a thing right now. Like every wedding I go to, it's a pizza bar or it's it's a food truck of some sort, like because I know a lot of outdoor weddings, and that's what they are. They're all.
It's definitely become very competitive.
Yeah.
Very competitive.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is a very big market.
Do you do anything to market yourselves for catering, or do you put yourself out there for it, or are people just finding you and say, hey, we want this catered?
Well, we obviously we send out emails regularly to our customers, just to keep reminding them. Social media, TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the main things, and Facebook, obviously.
Yeah. How's TikTok work for you? Like, I hear mixed bags about if it translates to sales. Do you think it works for you and it translates?
Yes, it does. It does. Like one of our videos. Let me just pull that up and let me see which one is it. So there was one video that blew up, and it's currently at 39.2 million views.
What?
That's
viral.
Yes, it was. And like typically me and my manager, the one thing that I ask if we see any new faces, or even if it's the same face, we always ask them, how did you find us? How did you find us? And we've had a lot of customers, they say TikTok, and then I'll actually ask them that, hey, what video was it? Because typically if they're going to come to our shop, they either save that video or they like the video.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'll ask them, and then I'll show it to them that, okay, you know what? This is the video that's actually going, this is what people are looking at. Mm-hmm. So let's continue to make videos like this.
Yeah.
Right? So it just helps me out as well. And then also it just, just to get to know the customers,
Mm-hmm.
We've also found going live on our social media platforms and when people come on and actually interacting with them is a big thing as well. People like to see you as a human being, right?
Yeah.
They like talking to you. They like conversating with you and being able to ask you questions and getting answers right away.
And they want to invest in you and see you grow at that point. They feel like they have ownership in it at that point.
Yeah. And they actually just sometimes Friday mornings when we're just opening up, Neel will go live on TikTok and he'll just be talking to people and they're just watching him make pizzas, make orders.
Mm-hmm.
We like seeing the behind the scenes kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. That works out great.
I mean, I watch a TikTok with a line cook, and just all day it's just like an overhead shot video of just a line cook, and I'm just watching them for 20, 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
It's actually very therapeutic.
The ASMR, man, they're amazing videos to watch where you're just like,
Well, I hope you guys like us on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, we will. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm actually not a TikToker. I know it's crazy.
I'm not either.
But I go and watch it 2 weeks later on Instagram. That's
Yes.
So I'm one of those. Well, I know that your store is open right now, so we're getting ready to open. So we'll let you get to it. But we thank you so much for coming on the show today and just giving us a lot of knowledge.
Not a problem.
Thank
if I could just say one other thing.
Yeah.
If there's anyone out there that needs any kind of advice on, either pizzerias or catering or anything like that, they can definitely reach out to us. You can either email me at Troy's Italian Kitchen. info at troysitaliankitchen.com, or make sure you guys like us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Troy's Italian Kitchen, and shoot me a DM and I'll be happy to help you. I love helping other people.
That's what the pizzeria business is all about.
Yes,
that's exactly right. Now I'll put that in the description when I create the description too.
Perfect.
So we'll have it good. All right. Well, you guys have a lovely day.
All right, thank you.
And we'll see you. Are you guys coming to PPNE, Pizza and Pasta Northeast?
Yes, I will. We'll be there.
All right.
We'll see you.
We'll see you guys then.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.